What's up everybody, Tommy here, Math Productions, and this video is a continuation of our modded survival playthrough series, and specifically I'm going to do a mod review on one mod that I've mentioned before way back when. It's always on my load order. I do not give it enough love, in all honesty. I'm a main culprit of one of those people who does a bunch of mod reviews and underrates and does not value enough what the Build and Decorate Anywhere mod brings to the table. So that's what we're going to show off today. I had a specific idea in mind at the start of this, which is why I end up using the Build and Decorate mod anywhere or anywhere mod, and to try to make something happen. It doesn't actually work what I wanted to happen, but it does end up working out in our favor by the end. You'll see what I'm talking about here. It's in the thumbnail, the free ship. It's kind of funny how it all went down. I very easily could have missed it entirely, but because one idea failed, another idea popped up. Not just another idea popped up, but an actual like victory for us popped up, right? I've said it before, I'll say it all the time. One of my favorite creators ever is Bob Ross, and he has a statement that is one of my guiding principles, right? And that is, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Sometimes we intend for things to happen and we think that things went wrong, but if we just learn to change our perspective up and really take a step back and observe and take in what just happened, sometimes actually what we thought was a negative can actually be a positive. That's exactly what happens in this video. But to catch you guys up, I do this all the time. I ramble, I move on in the footage, and then I have to try to catch up real quick. We started out at our main mountaintop base. I went to all of our storage containers that had our basic solid gas and manufactured goods. I don't think I grabbed any of the liquid goods, but I grabbed the basic ones, the ones I knew I would need at least for a basic structure, and the Outpost Attack Manager, because that's what I ultimately wanted to do. I really wanted to come over to this civilian outpost just on our property line, if you will. It's kind of tucked away in a little mountain type thing. It's got some extractors up. It's clearly a industrial focused civilian outpost. I really wanted to put down a outpost beacon from the Build Anywhere portion of the Build and Decorate Anywhere mod, and I wanted to put down that Outpost Attack Manager and see if I could get a random attack on this civilian outpost. I didn't know how it would play out with the local NPCs, if they're essential or if they're not, and what kind of chaos or carnage that could have caused. Did not consider that at all. I just saw it as an easy way that I could potentially, if I couldn't get the Outpost Attack Manager to send enemies up the mountain to the base, maybe I could get the manager to send enemies to this civilian outpost and accomplish the same goals, right? Take out the enemies, grab all their loot, go make a profit. That's always normally the goal, so that's what we were trying to set up here. I did want to show a little bit how quick and easy it is to set up just a little personal player home. There's no workstations or anything like that, but it is decorated, it looks cozy, and now we have a little getaway retreat down the mountain over at this civilian outpost, which I think by itself is super cool, right? What you're seeing on screen, like I said, it didn't work the way I wanted it to for the attack manager to be able to send an attack to this civilian outpost. Looks like it's still tied to what's going on with the attack manager at our main HQ. Yeah, I'm going to try to toggle around with it for a second, and then I'll end up removing that terminal, and we'll change. That's where we start to adapt and change up what we were intending to do, or what we ultimately do in this video here. But again, just to highlight on the mod that I'm talking about mainly itself, the Build and Decorate Anywhere, it literally is anywhere. You're seeing on screen a randomly generated civilian outpost POI. I can place a build terminal there. If I was in New Atlantis, if I was in Aquila City, if I was in Neon, anywhere that I could be, I can apply, put on, whatever, engage, enable, equip the Build or Decorate Anywhere rings, The terminal that you saw at the beginning of the video here, that yellow terminal that pops up once you select the one or the other of the rings. And definitely make sure to note that when you're in your inventory in the apparel and you're looking at those two different options, the build and decorate, the build ring or the decorate ring, once you choose to equip that item, even if you don't leave that screen and go back into actual play, the second you actually equip that item is the moment that the game then triggers that terminal to spawn at your feet. So definitely be sure that when you equip either of those items that you're standing and facing exactly where and how you want that terminal to pop up. Otherwise, you will just have a random terminal wherever you were standing when you chose the items. Double make sure, even if you're just quickly clicking through on apparel stuff in your inventory, trying to figure out what you want to wear and blah, blah, blah. The mod author did a fantastic job putting asterisks at the beginning of the name of the item, so that way it's always at the very top of the list. But I have accidentally before clicked on it without meaning to, and that terminal will absolutely pop up the moment that you've clicked on one of those items in your inventory. But since the attack manager didn't work the way we wanted, I still like the idea of keeping that little house down here. I'll build more. I want to give them defenses. They've been attacked already, so we put 2 of these heavily fortified, heavily defended, Wicked Workshop fortified little mini fortifications, if you will. We put one up at the top facing one way, we put one down at the bottom facing a similar way. Seemed like those were the main 2 entrance points for that little civilian outpost. And I saw this ship and I was like, dude, what is this ship? I wonder if that's just base. Some of the civilian outposts and different camps you can encounter in the game have landed ships and they're just inaccessible. But then when I saw Crimson at the beginning of this ship's name, I realized, oh man, those 2 pirates that we took out when we were exploring last video, and we thought that we were just some heroes that showed up in the nick of time and saved the day. Oh man, did not realize there'd be more. Okay, but so this has to be those pirates' ships, right? For sure. Because it said Crimson Fleet. We took out Crimson Fleet dudes in the camp the other day. There's a couple more in here. So man, see, like I said, happy accidents. Sometimes you think things aren't going the way you hoped they would, and sometimes you just got to give it a second and see what other options, possibilities are there, what other doorways may be opened up for you. Ultimately, we wanted some combat so we could get some gear. We got a little bit of combat. We got a decent amount of gear. And even more than the gear, we got us a free ship. It was literally sitting right down the mountain, right close to our HQ at this civilian outpost that we already wanted to be friendly with. I came down here, did not even notice the ship. We put up our own little house. We put up some forts. And yeah, I'm not going to keep that as the primary ship. We're definitely going to get the Econo Hall back out, but we're going to flip that Crimson Fleet ship for some credits. We're going to sell off that gear we just got for some more, and then we're going to look for something else to get into, right? That's this video here. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you hit the like button. I definitely hope that you check out the mod. Again, it's Build and Decorate Anywhere. It is fantastic. It is 2 rings that allow you to either build or decorate wherever you want. But I hope you guys consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think, and take care.